Alright guys, I'm Rabea.
And I'm Matt.
And this is Sounds Like on Andertons TV. Hi Matt.
Good afternoon, good morning, good day, good night.
He's just got back from Iceland on holiday.
I have.
Was it cold?
We've got an Icelandic tan. Yeah, we're here again filming some more Sounds Likes.
We are indeed.
Today is all about ACDC by Busting the Bank.
Yes it is.
We obviously did ACDC on the cheap quite a while ago now.
I think we did pretty well on it.
It wasn't a bad one. It wasn't the worst. It was the best. Maybe not.
It was good fun. Let's just put it that way.
It was.
And the thing is, when we do these by Busting the Banks, it's great fun because there's no budget, there's no regard for any amount of like sensible spending. We get whatever we want. So, I mean, the thing with ACDC is it's simple, isn't it? You know.
It is very simple. I mean, even though we're about to spend loads and loads of money, we will not get close to the amount of colossal amounts of money that they have on their rigs, and that all comes down to kind of having stacks and stacks of really, really old original Marshalls, or reissues. But yeah, basically thousands of pounds worth of heads.
So I guess because it's so simple and it's basically amp guitar and maybe a boost and things like that, we're going to get the most expensive of those criteria, as long as they're in line with the style of ACDC.
Yep, and hopefully we will sound like it. Hopefully, maybe a bit closer, maybe not, than the without Busting.
Who knows, Matthew?
Who knows?
Who knows?
Let's go and find out. Oh, these are all the auto-tune dudes.
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
Oh, they're the high performance one, is it? Oh, it is, because it's got the...
Oh, yeah.
I don't think that's really in line with ACDC. There's some more SGs here.
There are.
The most expensive one is right there.
Well, he actually plays a black one most famously.
Which is 1,099. So I mean, is this the best quality SG we can find in the store? I don't know.
It is a Gibson SG, like standard.
It's 2017.
The new 2017 model, so...
Locking tuners on the back. I mean, it's probably at the top end of an SG unless you start getting custom or vintage or like special edition. So maybe this is the one.
Was it that easy? Right, so we've been having a bit of deliberation about Malcolm Young and his gear, his guitar specifically really. This is a Gretsch double jet made in Korea. Which obviously is quite similar to what you'd expect from Malcolm Young.
And it's on an epic deal.
Yes, the only issue with it is that it's almost too cheap.
Yeah. Well, originally these are meant to be $900, $999, and it's down at $500. So
yes, that's it. So what we're going to do, I think, is we've had a little tip off that he used a White Falcon on some of the most famous tours back in the day. And whilst it's not kind of the guitar you'd expect from Malcolm Young, or should I say Stevie Young right now, but I think for the sake of a buy-busting, at £3,531, this could be a shout.
It's beautiful, man.
It's extraordinary tone. It's absolutely amazing.
Yeah, I mean, it's got the center. It's a full hollow body as well, so we might have a bit of trouble with feedback because you know, if it has to be loud or whatever. But I think get both and then decide.
It said that he used to stuff the F-holes with socks to make it sound a little bit more.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Less of a hollow. So we'll try both and see which gets us closest. Okay, now we've done guitars, it's all about amplifiers, and ACDC, as you know, being one of those bands that it's really like guitar and amp, full stop. So, Angus Young, what are you thinking?
Well, I'm thinking, like, obviously he used all sorts of stuff, but he also used JCM 800.
Right.
And I'm like, why not just get a JCM 800 2203, which is the main JCM 800 amp that you can get, and a 412, a Marshall 412. Greenbacks or G12 75 T75s. Either way, I'm thinking that would be great because it's single channel, crank it. We'll put a boost in front of it because it's going to be deafening. So we'll put a boost in front of it.
We're thinking of using attenuators maybe, and then we can crank them without killing ourselves.
If we can get some hot plates or something, then we'll give it a go. What about you?
For Malcolm Young, we've stumbled across this, which is a Marshall JTM 45.
Which is a great amplifier. Great amplifier.
It's probably the closest thing we have to choose from that resembles some of the vintage Marshalls that he uses.
And it's deafening as well. It's deafeningly loud.
So I think this is the point of attenuation. Yeah. However, so one of these, and then we've also stumbled across this vintage Marshall 4x12.
Green backloaded.
Exactly. So
that could be just
this would be 2 4x12 rigs, and in the true spirit of like rock and roll.
Yeah, if you've got the JTM 45 and the 412, and I've got a JTM 800 and a 412, then we just get a couple of boosts and maybe a compressor like we did last time to simulate the whole wireless rig thing.
Yeah.
Let's go find some pedals. Yeah.
Let's go and burn our ears off. Okay, so we're looking for what, a boost and a compressor perhaps?
Yeah, those kind of pedals.
Those kind of things.
I really love these Fairchild pedals and I really want to know what they sound like because I've not actually used one yet, and they do a compressor, and I'm just like, maybe that would be really good, maybe not.
Maybe it would be terrible.
But they're expensive, so that's good for busting the bank. But
one more reason you need to try them.
Should we try it?
We can try, maybe get a backup as well, just in case it's not quite right.
Well, we use the Neocomp Bustin by T-Rex, which is one of my, I mean, not that I'm a huge compressor fan, but from that one is really good. We've used it a few times and it's not that expensive, so we'll use that as a backup.
Yeah, we'll get both.
Yeah.
And then something you wanted as like a boost, maybe the EP boost.
EP boost.
Which is always, it's a classic, great boost pedal.
It is very, very good.
Just like a clean boost, something just to push it for solos.
Yeah.
But however, if we're using attenuation, we might be able to just crank the amp enough to not need that. So
what, in terms of attenuation, what are we looking at?
I don't know, we have a bunch of options. We need to just see what's available really. Okay. But they're all quite expensive, but all should be like, do a really good job. But also it's worth noting that Angus Young, I think, just rides the volume a lot for solos. So it's, for his rhythm tone, it's all about just rolling it off a little bit. So
well, there you go.
We'll see if a boost pedal's even necessary.
We've got classic Marshall amps. We've got some really expensive guitars. We know the pedals that we want, and we're going to try and get hold of a hot plate, see if we can run that amp even louder at lower volumes and get that saturation. So, should we go and bust the bank, sounding like ACDC?
Let's do it.
We are back in the video room.
Yes, it feels like you've said that before. It feels like you've said it many times now.
I think we have.
We've been here before.
We've done quite a lot of sounds like these days.
I think we must be on 50, 60?
Something like that. Either way, we're actually really happy with this rig, both of us.
I think this is actually probably, right, we've said this before as well, the Without Bustin is really good and really fun and a massive challenge, but there's nothing quite like sitting in front of really simple but really expensive high quality gear. Yeah. And this is like the archetypal, it's like the archetypal rock tone, it's the original rock tone, it's like the still sounds amazing, and we've never both sat here and used 4x12s.
No, we haven't. No.
And so I feel like we're really, if this doesn't come close, I don't know what will.
It's huge in this room. I mean, it's pretty loud. We've got an attenuator to compensate for some of the volume, but even so, it is such a cool sound in the room. It's like you just feel like you're surrounded by a wall of power, and I think that's why these bands are so successful at doing that sound. So,
and yeah, I mean, it is quite an old school thing now, I guess, to kind of go
the wall
to have
of
a wall of
Marshalls,
Marshalls. Yeah, but you can kind of like even doing this, you're like, oh yeah,
that's why they did it. Yeah,
and even like we both started with like mini Marshall 412s or whatever.
Yeah,
just kind of going like, that's the thing. But it's been a while.
It has been a while. So we may as well jump straight in with the guitars. I'll start. I'm playing a black Gibson SG 2017, and I mean Angus Young plays a black Gibson SG. Oh, he plays all sorts of SGs, but we looked at a couple of videos. There's a live concert that you showed us.
Yeah,
he's playing a black Gibson SG.
He is really well known for kind of this is the guitar I use, and I've had this one forever.
Yeah,
and this is just how it is. So this is definitely fitting.
Yeah, and I suppose the other difference with his is it's a different year, and it's got the clues and the actual plastic tuning heads. Right. These are Lock-in Grovers, I believe.
Yep.
Yes, they are. But it's a standard. It's 1,099, and it's a great guitar. Stays in tune, plays well, and it fits the bill exactly as we need it to. Amp-wise, I'm running into a JCM 800, which is just amazing from Marshall Amplification, and we've got a Celestion Greenback loaded 4x12. And it's kind of funny because we couldn't get a hot plate to work for both because we only have one available to us. So it's like this one has more gain than JTM 45, so like let's give it a go.
Yeah.
And this is the catch. So if I take
this, you will not believe this.
No.
Right? We've used loads of different rigs and loads of different gear, and compressors and EQ pedals still blow my mind.
Yeah,
like
it's insane.
This is not a drive pedal.
No.
So just when you're listening to it, bear that in mind.
Yeah, and just to give you an idea, it's the Fairfield compressor, £149, and it's just looks like there's no frills, is there?
No, it's like military.
Yeah,
almost.
they've put all that money into the sound, I think.
Yep.
So if I show you, this is through into the JCM 800 with no anything, just guitar amp. I mean, you'd argue that's well clean, like really just nothing there.
Yep.
That's insane.
That's great. That it is. It just for such a little box and for I don't know. It just does so much. It makes the sound, doesn't it?
It's and I mean again, you've got a lot of simple control layout. Obviously, you've got your volume. You've got a pad for the sort of level of the pedal itself, and then you've literally got the ratio. So it's really straightforward. I mean, I am gunning it. I have got the volume literally on full nearly. So if I back it off to halfway, this is the kind of thing you can get.
Nice.
I think that's all I need to say.
And I mean, we perhaps if we like had that on full, what's that? What we on volume wise?
Oh, the master's not even at 2.
Right, fine. So I mean, you might achieve a similar effect cranking that, but it's just impractical. Even in here, we've got like obviously this video set up.
Yeah.
We still have neighbours to annoy.
Yeah. Anyway, I think Matt's wig wins. Matt's rig wins.
It does.
Yes.
Well, I think it does. Anyway, so this is the Gretsch White Falcon, and I've never really played one of these,
It's beautiful.
and I'm absolutely blown away. It's really good. We've seen, obviously Malcolm Young used one of these back in the day, and we saw it in a bunch of videos from ACDC back in the day. Also, I've seen John Frusciante use one of these before. Anyway, it's got a Bigsby. It's made in Japan, like full hollow body.
Yeah.
It has, it's fitted with TV Jones pickups as well. So it is really legitimate and really, really beautiful.
And it sounds insane.
And we're running it into the Marshall JTM 45, which is as vintage Marshall as we can get in Andertons today. It's arguably a cleaner amp than the JCM 800. We're running it into this attenuated load box here, which basically means that I can get crunchy tones without dying.
Yeah.
And then we're running it into this 4x12 Marshall, which is loaded with creambacks. It's a vintage 4x12, yeah.
And it's just, just give us some
Let's
chords,
just,
man. It's
like-
insane.
Anyway, it really, really sounds great. And
When it's just guitar and amp, there's no pedals. It's guitar straight into the JTM 45 and it sounds like that.
Yeah, and it's worth saying that we've got the load box on 35%, so that means we're hearing, it's 35%.
Of the overall volume, isn't
Yes,
it? Yeah.
we're hearing 35%, that's the right round.
Yeah.
And the amp is just cranked, and in true Malcolm Young style, all the treble is on full, guitar set up to treble.
Yeah.
He even took the pickups.
Did he?
Yeah, the neck and the middle out of his Gretsch. And so he's a bridge guy.
Yeah.
It's all about the metronomic right hand. So.
Yeah.
But anyway, this thing, it just sounds great.
Yeah. That is an expensive tone.
It is.
I don't think you can get that kind of tone without that kind of gear, personally.
If it wasn't, this is for a guitar and an amp. This is $5,500 or $6,000 around that.
Yeah,
and
4 times the budget of Without Busting the Bank.
Exactly, which just shows what you can spend on gear.
Yeah.
If I had that money sitting around going, hey, I should buy something, I would buy this.
Yeah,
all
another
day
time
long.
when we film Sounds Like, where Matt goes, oh, I really want one of these. And then we sit there and we just want the gear that we use, because sometimes you stumble across a really crazy setup. And I think both of us could say safely that the sound in the room, I really hope you guys hear it like that at home, but the sound in the room is so powerful and just so full and rich. It's everything you want for a hard rock tone.
It really is.
Classic rock
and
tone.
I think, okay, just for comparison and just for reference, we will use, just for 1 sec, if you could hold this.
I can indeed. I mean, it's ever so slightly out of tune, but either way, it sounds great. No, don't worry. It's just, it sounds...
This also sounds great, but this is kind of really, really similar.
That's the Korean made, isn't it? And
this is the Korean made.
Double jet.
Yeah, in the double jet. But in the without busting, we used the
Electromatic, didn't we?
Yeah, the Chinese version.
Yeah.
So this is a bit nicer than that.
Yeah.
But still at £500, we were like, wow, we can.
It's not really busting the bank, is it?
No, not really busting. It's kind of like mildly breaking it.
Yeah, but I mean, even so, as you just heard, the tone you get from the guitar and amp is still really rich and full. I think there's just a little bit extra, like...
It's body.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean,
look at it. It's pretty much an acoustic.
But there you go. I mean, I wish there was more to the rig so that we could go into more detail, but that is it. Guitar and amp, guitar, compressor, amp.
Yeah.
We've completely obliterated the budget of £1,500, but that's the point.
Yes, this is just, silly, which is the point. So, let us know if you thought we got closer to ACDC than we did before. I mean, it sounded great in here.
Yeah.
Let us know what you think. All the links always are, for all the gear, is in the description box below. And keep the comments coming, keep the suggestions coming. We really appreciate the feedback, and we really appreciate you guys tuning in every week and watching this.
Yes.
So,
there you go. I've been Rabea.
And I've been Matt.
And this has been Sounds Like on Andertons TV.
Yes, it has. The mic, drop the mic, where's the table?
When we drop the mic, we drop the mic.
Side.
I got, you got, we got everybody. If you can't get a girl, but your best friend can, it's time to live your body. Turn it off.